Hello, hello, and welcome to another edition of Soul-icious, the show that's about everything soul. That's soul music, soul food, soul clothes, and most definitely, soul attitude. My guests today come all the way from motherland meets Switzerland. It's almost like jazz met bebop and soul and funk and all those things mixed together. It's something like a, I don't know, what do you call it? A gumbo, a delicious gumbo. Today we're going to be talking about beautiful designs of clothes coming from Africa and amongst other things. There's going to be so many other things also. So please put your hands together for my guests. I call them the African-Swiss Entrepreneur Connection. Give it up for Felix and Bola! Hi!
Hi, Reggie. Hi.
Hi, Reggie.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Great.
God, well, you look absolutely fabulous. Absolutely I know we're going to get a lot of questions about how you look, but I mean, I know this is probably this is an everyday for you, pretty much, as far as clothing-wise. Yeah?
Yes.
Would you
Well,
say?
it's more like we have to be in the shop, and you need to represent your shop.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
try to.
But I'm just, okay, for example, would you, say you weren't working that day, what would you wear? Would you wear something like this? Or would
Yes,
you-
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
pretty much.
It would be pretty much the same thing.
Pretty much the same thing. Cool. It looks, and you know what I like about, what I find about African clothing that I've had the privilege to have, to wear, is that it's, though it maybe covers the whole body, it still is a cooling. It gives a cooling effect. It doesn't, you don't sweat so much, I find. You know, and I always understood, I didn't understand how that could be, because normally when you cover your whole body, normally you're sweating the whole time, but it's like, you know, I don't know, maybe you can answer that, or maybe, I don't know if you agree with that. That's been my experience.
No, that's correct, but I think the expert is here.
Okay,
Next to me.
well, what do you think? What do you think about
Well,
it?
I think it's more to do. I don't know what sort of style you've ever worn in Africa.
It's just basically cotton and whatever, I don't know. These clothes
Yeah.
that I had came from, where did he say? He said it was from Uganda, I think.
Okay.
Something like that, I think he said.
But usually it's made so that it's very loose fitting.
Okay.
So that helps also in the heat to make it so you feel at ease.
And it breathes.
And it breathes,
Uh-huh.
yeah, yes, yes.
And is the material normally made from cotton, or is it also
Well-
other
No,
material?
unless it's a Chinese copy,
Right, okay, right.
well, that might be another subject. It's cotton.
Uh-huh.
It's cotton. And as Bola said, you know, usually in the tradition it's more loose.
Okay,
So the elder persons, they know, so they wear something loose. It's now, becoming funky. You know, maybe you even read about Dapper Dan, or the youngsters. They try to wear everything very tight. What the buttons fall off.
Exactly.
Very tight, and then they sweat.
right.
They don't realize.
They don't realize, right.
But over here it's not so hot, so
Right.
But the youngsters wear everything tight.
Right. But I
Sure, they
mean,
must.
clothing-wise, I mean, African clothing is like, not that, I think it was at one point, I'm gonna spit that, it was at one point, and now it's coming back, it's like a cool thing to wear. You know, you feel like you're somebody, you know. You know what I mean? I mean, it's almost like the person is walking with like these different patterns and different things.
Yeah.
You're walking down the street, you get that
Yeah.
double take.
Yes, yes.
Did you ever get a compliment for a normal white or chambray shirt in
I did,
sky
but
blue?
I think that was because I brushed my teeth really good that day. I don't think it had anything to do with the clothing. But I know
you know
what
what I mean.
You're right. You're
Have
right.
a nice print, you get compliments.
Yeah,
the whole day.
absolutely right. Absolutely right. Beautiful. Now let's start here. Okay, take me to where the clothing was made. Were they made in the same places in Africa, or different patterns, or take?
Well, we can talk about in the beginning.
Okay,
for instance,
let's do that.
Let's do that. I brought a shirt and some explanations. Actually, Bola and myself, we met, now it's about 46 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And
46 years, you don't even know.
you know.
35, but go ahead. Keep talking.
And well, Bola, you can talk about yourself. We met in Geneva. So
Okay.
she was working for WHO, and I was always in the clothing business. So we went to Nigeria and everything, and then it started. I was in the clothing business, but not in the African
Okay.
clothing, so normal business. And then Bola started to bring these beautiful African prints.
Yes.
And I still have these shirts. They're over 40 years old.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I brought you one to show you. So these are these so-called wax prints. And then at that time, then I created this brand called Bronx Brothers. It
Show it
sounds
to
a
the
bit
camera.
American.
Over here.
Here, the camera, guys. You see the print. The fabric is fabulous.
Absolutely beautiful.
And
It
it's
would
soft,
still
yeah.
fit me around the belly. It's a bit, a bit tight, and that's how we started to produce. You know, then Bola brought the fabric.
Right.
We were sewing in Switzerland actually,
Okay.
and then we developed this brand. And I just thought I'd bring you a little picture from a book that was in the
Please, yes.
Landesmuseum in Zurich. The museum they made an exhibition in the 80s about designs, fashion
Okay,
designs. and
okay.
so on.
The history of
So I tried to make it short, just to show you that we started this story a long time ago.
Okay,
you know,
okay.
Because now a lot of people
Are catching up
in
now.
Zurich, they're catching up.
Exactly.
They go, wow, it's so easy. So maybe like here, for instance, it's
Sure.
one of the, I don't know if you can see.
Right here to the
Oh,
camera.
it's this camera over there. So you see the different things we did. That's New Wave. But here you see, this is Marcel Katz, one guy, a model from Zurich, and this is Kenny Henderson from New York. He passed by. We met in the street. You know, he was a fabulous star. He was a dancer. He
Right.
made choreography. We made fashion shows that some Swiss people will remember from the Soft. And you see the inspiration. You see the fashion.
Absolutely.
Already in the 80s, we really pushed it up.
So this is
Then-
the 80s you showed.
That's in the 80s,
Wow.
86. 86. Then life went on, you know. We got kids,
Uh-huh.
3 kids. I had to provide, you know how it is. I
I-
got some jobs,
Yes.
buying jobs and so on and so on. Then Africa went, you know, the fashion went a bit down. I used to do things for other companies, but
Right.
the new, let's say the relaunch or the restart was now about
4 years
4
ago.
years ago,
Mhm.
when we sort of started that Kasare concept store, you know.
Yes.
So from there now you can jump and you would still see the same shirts,
Wow.
you know.
Wow.
Just maybe different fits.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And your clientele, what would you say? Younger, older, or everything in between? Everything.
everything, I would
Everyone,
say.
yeah.
Yes, everyone.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, from mothers coming in to ask if we have kiddies' clothes,
Okay.
and older ladies who have perhaps traveled in Africa,
Okay.
and you know, it's of course the interest is there. No, we really have a very a wide spectrum of customers.
Okay. Okay. Let me take this opportunity right here to actually say the name. I'll show it right here, right? This is the name of the shop here. This is Kasare.
Kasare.
Whew, I got it right the first time.
Wow.
Kasare. And this is a shop that is in Zurich, Switzerland. You have a website and all of that stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Is it
yes.
up here? No, it's
Yes,
not.
it's-
It is here.
Yeah.
It is.
It's here at the bottom. What is it? Can you say it out?
www.kasare stop ch
Okay. Stop or dot?
dot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is Kasare, www.kasare.ch. So everything that you, if you're not on your way to Africa, or if you think you may never make it to Africa, Africa will come to you through Kasare. All right? Okay.
And just to add, if there's anything you might think you would like that you might see on our webpage, but it's not on the shop, the online shop, just write to info@kasare.ch.
Okay.
kasare.ch.
Okay, info@kasare.ch. Please remember that. So, all right. So,
Shall we say something about the name?
talk to me about the name.
A lot
Yes.
of people, they don't know what is this, Casare, it makes breaking, and the Italians say, something breaking. It's an old Portuguese word.
Ah,
Many Portuguese don't even remember what it means. Quickly, like the French would say, métissage,
okay.
or, mix up. But we got inspired through a book, it's called Daughters of Trade.
Okay.
And they mentioned the story, when the first Portuguese sailors went to West Africa,
Right.
12th, 1300, before then this terrible slavery time started, they married. A lot of them married, and they had to ask the parents of the woman, or maybe even the chief of the village.
Right.
And it was to the advantage of both families, whether they were the Portuguese or the Africans, and other nations joined. And then we thought, that could be a good name that fits our situation. It's a mixture not only of the two of us, or of the culture, but also of the products.
Okay.
We could go on afterwards in the shirt prints. We tried to bring that
Exactly.
thing in. That was a very interesting book. We were not aware of all of this.
Huh. That's interesting. And I noticed, as you were saying, Bola, also I think you hinted too, Felix, that a lot of your clothing, and I noticed because I've been to your shop a few times, it caters really not only to everyone in the sense of age-wise, but it also caters to all cultures too. For example,
that's
this
right.
shirt here.
There we go.
For example, right here. This shirt right
Oh,
here.
you can hold it up, Reggie.
Yeah.
Like this. And it's, it talks about yesterday, today, and hopefully not tomorrow, but probably also tomorrow too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's, so, literally you really do have something for everyone.
Yes.
And you stay up with the times, and that's,
All right. Well, I could also maybe let's make this. For instance, we made. These are the African prints, but we make as well
Okay.
our own. So we have good friends. I will mention them later on. For instance, if we make this shirt now, this is more modern.
Right, hold it up there.
So you have different elements in the print. Like you have the famous Swiss Army knife,
Okay.
but it's with an African comb.
So,
So the people look at this is, we have different
right.
customers from all over the place. So
There you
some
go.
people, you might have some Swiss African that say, no, this is too much Swiss, look at this. There's an African comb.
There you go. There you go.
Or then you might have the common Swiss boy that looks at it and says, what the heck? What's that?
Right.
So we try to get into a conversation.
I think it's a beautiful idea. And am I looking at Swiss chocolate there?
Swiss chocolate, of course. There's Swiss chocolate. The bananas there is a bit debatable. So
Right, it could be from wherever,
Like we
right?
never know. These things
Then there's
politically change
masks.
quickly. We don't know. We have masks on it.
But I love it because the patterns really represent the
It's-
world. It really represents
This
every...
is the typical African pattern. There's another, just to give you another
Yeah,
example,
sure.
this would be like with because we know in the African print there are a lot of ceiling fans
Okay.
are in it, so we take the taxi bros, maybe I turn it around, you can see it even bigger. So, you would not see with the existing fabrics. So
Okay.
this was with the help of a African designer.
Okay.
Actually, Robbie, is our good friend Robbie and his wife Silke. So she's German. It's the same Casare,
There you go.
He's a North African. So, it's trying to bring things together, melting
Melting
pots.
pot. There you go.
In other words,
Absolutely.
yeah.
1000%.
So we do these things.
Yeah.
That's just, it's a typical African print. We just change, we put an old plane.
Plane.
Right.
So these are.
No, this is great. This is great. And so do you, what would you say? You sell most of your clothing from your store or online, or what would you say you have most people coming?
From the store.
From the store?
From the store, yes.
Okay.
Because we actually prefer people, obviously, if you live in Switzerland, to come to the store.
Absolutely.
Because then you see what we have,
There you go.
and they can try things on.
Absolutely. It's more personal.
And it's more personal.
More, yeah,
yes.
absolutely. Yeah.
And yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We make them look great.
Hey.
Once
hey.
they have an outfit, you know, it's we love it, you know.
Yeah,
When the customers come in,
and I think that is the key in having that type of connection with people. And that was actually one of the first things, if not the first thing, when I first came to your shop. I noticed that you guys really, really love what you do.
Yes.
You
yes.
really like get a kick out of it.
Yes,
You can't.
yes.
People come in. You're, whoa,
Yeah.
it's time to let me present this. Let me engage people.
Yeah.
Like, and not in a way of like sometimes, for example, you go to shops and it's like what are you doing here?
Yes.
What do you want? Well, I can check out your clothes, but on second thought, maybe I won't. It's like, it's the vibe that you give. It's the type of attitude. I would say if you give out good energy to people or to any type of living thing, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get that back.
Yes, that's true.
So that's I'm a big believer.
Sorry to interrupt. That's also why we participate in the fashion show.
Absolutely.
Because that's where we can show, and we love it, the models, we call them, they come first to the shop, we dress them. And in fact, because of the virus, everything has been postponed. So this will be the 3rd show we participate. We are not the only designers, if you can call us designers. But on the 10th of October, in Hard One, will be it's confirmed. So we don't know how many people will come in, maybe 1,000, maybe 100. We don't know how the laws will be by that time. But it will happen.
Okay, beautiful.
It's confirmed.
And 10th of October, we're talking evening, right? Or afternoon?
No,
evening.
Yeah.
Evening time,
Evening
okay.
time.
I'd like to know more about that because we talked about it also, and I would like to have the person also that...
Olivia that organizes it.
Olivia that organizes it. Maybe I'll have her as a guest on Soulicious one day, very soon, and we're going to talk about that. I just had an idea. I don't know if you guys have had this idea. Have you ever thought about making African masks for COVID-19?
Oh. Yeah. It's quite. It's quite a good seller at the moment.
That's okay.
It's a very good seller.
It's a good seller.
I'll just take 20% of the idea. No, because I could see that. It's like, because you see people walking around with the different masks on, the normal mask, the blue with the white line, but you see people walking around with masks that are, I guess, for lack of a better phrase, are like statement masks, whatever, like I believe this or whatever like this, what?
Well, we should have brought some because we already have it.
Oh my God, you already have it. I knew you guys would have it.
Yes, it's our best seller at the moment.
I believe it. Wow.
And also there's an Africa Drive mask.
Okay.
And it's Food for Africa.
Okay.
And we also carry that in the shop, which is also...
With entrepreneurs like yourself,
with,
how can I say, creative beings like yourself, I said, come on, of course they have this. Something like this,
Well, actually it's also because we, these popular words, sustainability and blah, blah, blah. But we actually use every centimeter of the fabric.
Yes.
So if there's leftovers, we have to do this.
This is also very good.
But the smaller pieces we can use for the masks.
There you go. Yes. There you go.
And this is
what is it?
It's for the head. It's a head wrap. It's a head wrap. But the advantage is it has a piece of wire in it.
Okay.
That makes it much easier to mold
there
and to get it into the shape you want to. And for European women, of
It's,
course,
very
it's
practical.
Yeah.
it's the best,
For
one
the
of the
beginner.
best sellers we have, because it's easy for them to deal with, to handle.
Absolutely. And they can poop, and
Yeah, that's
I'm
it.
good.
Yes, yes.
Wow, wow.
So some of them just come in and they head for
Is that, they already know what that is.
Yes,
They already know what it is.
Yes, yes.
There is the different levels, you know. It's
Okay.
like in science, you know, some women know how to do it
Absolutely.
beautifully, but of course African women, they know.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
do this with a piece of cloth and they look great.
Absolutely.
So my sisters, they have to learn, and
Right.
that's the step. That's the step one. Girls, that's step
Right.
one.
Now, let me ask you this. We've done 20 minutes here. Let me ask you this. What do you have specifically for men?
Ah,
What do you have?
What do
Like,
I
say somebody's coming in from, okay, hey,
Yeah,
I
what-
just came in from LA. Yo, you know, I'm tired of wearing the LA style
The Gap-
clothes. I want
the
to
Gap-
flip the script.
the Gap chinos.
The Gap chinos, right. I want to flip the
I
script.
love
And I have
that.
someone told me about, oh, you should check out this shop, this Carsane. You should check it out. And what you gonna?
Yeah, but basically it's the same again. A pair of trousers, but then you know it would be in the print, you know,
Right.
African print, and the shirt, and so they can like the shirts I showed you now.
Ah.
But we do also have the more traditional ones that we didn't bring up with the embroidery, you know.
Exactly.
So if you live in LA and it's 100 Fahrenheit,
Yeah, right.
you
right.
try to take that shirt,
Right.
You know.
I mean, for example, I guess you would call it an outfit that I got from Uganda. That's where he said it came from. It's the top is long and it
Yeah.
goes to here.
yeah,
The pants,
yeah. A
But-
baggy.
right, loose, baggy.
Loose.
And I had a hat.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
I had the hat, like this, and it was made of silk.
Ooh,
Is that a good ooh? Or is that like a hot ooh?
no, that's good.
That's good. That's a good thing.
That's good.
So it's like
Beautiful.
blue and white, and it had not too many of embroideries because
No.
and the cool thing is like I guess also please correct me if I'm wrong. If somebody orders from you, do you give them a choice of patterns that they can? Or do you have a choice, or do you already have? I know you have everything laid out, like you have that. But it's like somebody would say, I saw this pattern online. Could I get maybe this? Is it possible?
Well, the difficulty is the patterns change very rapidly.
Okay.
So the basic African patterns, the wax prints, there's another debate just about that, but it's usually 6 yards, which is 5 meters 50. And like for the industry, it's a killer. They can't work on it. For us, it's a blessing because you can make maybe 3 shirts out of it,
There you go.
or 2 skirts, and then it's quite exclusive. So we do have some customers that, for instance, if we don't find the size, we try to make it for him. We don't do for proper tailoring like
Okay.
they would do in Africa, but we try to help. And today with WhatsApp, like our friend in Abidjan or our friend in Lagos, they go to a local market and they send me a WhatsApp. So I have to be in alert, or she's there, with,
Right.
look at this tag, send it to the customer, and he says, yeah, I like this one or this one. We can do that. It's fun.
Okay. Okay.
But the patterns change all the time. That's sort of when customers come in and they're not aware of it, they like this pattern. Oh, it has to
Right.
be this pattern. Like we talk about bags later. I want this pattern. Maybe I don't have it. I can offer another one. But we have a lot of fans. A lot of fans that like African prints. Have people traveled through Africa?
Yeah, there's a lot
Oh,
of
they love
traveling.
colors, they love the prints. The prints are beautiful. But it's a whole big debate around the prints.
Okay.
It's another story. There are books about it and so on and so on.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to hear.
Let me get a little personal here, if you don't mind. Not that we know each other that well, but let me. I'd like to know you a little bit better as a
Okay.
person, people. Let's not that we're putting everything aside. We're going to come back to this, but I'll start with you, Felix. What? How can I put that? What was your interest growing up? Did you have like interest in like, okay, I know Lucerne, but did you have like, did your peak out? Was your mindset outside of Lucerne? Did you want to know more about what's happening over there? Here I want to know, but what's happening all over there and how it all connects? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Or
I
you're
guess
just
as
more
a
of
young
a reclusive?
No. It's the opposite, definitely.
Okay.
Because as a young, let's say, teenager,
right?
I mean, I was listening to music. You know, you get through music, different music. I was a great Jimi Hendrix fan, and things like this. And I wanted to explore. But though I was born in Lucerne, I grew up in Schlieren. That's it's the Bronx of Zurich.
All right.
That's why we had that name.
We're talking Switzerland now.
Yeah, in Zurich. And then that's why I moved over to Geneva. That was the first step.
Okay.
And through all my jobs I had later on, I was a fashion buyer. I bought, and the globalization.
Right.
We did it a long time ago already, But meeting Bola kept me down,
kept you centered, you understand? or kept you grounded.
I'm still in Switzerland, otherwise I would
he was
be,
off to Australia at the time.
Really, huh?
She blocked me.
He said, come back here.
It's still okay, yeah. Otherwise I would be, I don't know, in Belize or I don't know, Yeah, but I know my character.
They're right.
And so that my job was just actually, it was very good for my personality, because that's another thing. This internet and online shopping. In the shop, you meet people. Like, the same thing is as a buyer. If we go to, I give you an example, to Abidjan.
Okay.
Our friends, we stayed with them. We learned something about Abidjan. If you just order online and talk to the guy and tell him the measurements like this, that's not the same job. These type of jobs are getting lost. The typical fashion buyer or whatever, we do other products. You have this beautiful experience. Can I give you one?
Please.
Really a nice one.
Please.
I mean, I have thousands, but we went to Abidjan.
Okay.
So we took, that's what you actually do in this business. So we took a straight skirt that we had made already in Italy, but we want to do as much work as possible in Africa. So in Abidjan, so our friends, they introduced us to this tailor, very tiny place with 2 or 3 people helping him and so on. So we give him work. So we check the counter. We give him the prototype to copy.
Okay.
In different fabrics. We don't copy Del Gal, but it's a different. So the skirt comes, and it looks different. That's what happens in this job all the time. So we sat together with him, and then I asked him, Ibrahim, why is this skirt different now? Well, I gave you this skirt. Why can't you do it the same? He said, yeah, but you have to see the woman. You know what I mean? You have to see the woman. I had to do it this way. I said, you are the guy. You understand me.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
So these little things makes life. It's spice of life.
Beautiful. So when did you become, how can I say, when did you become acquainted with the African design? Was it only when you met Bola, or was it before?
No. Even though
not that you didn't, I know you said you didn't delve into it, you didn't go into it, but did you know a little bit about the history, or?
I was listening to Fela.
Okay.
But that's all, But I mean, it's only through Bola.
Okay.
Otherwise, I think at that period in the 70s, I would not have known. No way, because you would not find these products here.
Okay.
It started in the 80s when we started to do things. Maybe other people, I remember in Paris there was a group, they called themselves Casamance Express.
Okay.
There was 1 or 2, and then for a long time you didn't see, and now it seems to come up again. But without Bola, I would not have.
You would have.
Maybe by coincidence, like families going to Morocco or somewhere like that.
Okay.
But I didn't know. It was the first trip to Nigeria. That's wow.
Okay.
As you described it.
Exactly.
The cap.
You're right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, let's go to the source, Bola.
Here we go.
Let's go to the source. Put the spotlight on the source here. So, and then we're going to talk about the focus artists. Maybe we can intertwine
Okay.
that. Give me a little bit about your upbringing.
I grew up in Nigeria,
Okay.
a very happy childhood.
Okay.
I was lucky in that my parents could afford for us to travel.
Okay.
So we visited Europe from time to time, specifically England, of course, London, having been, colonized by the British, there's more of a relationship with England
Right.
than anywhere else. And then as a teenager, the usual thing, you go to school. I went to all the right schools, so-called right schools. And then I decided I wanted to move out of Nigeria.
Want to spread your wings.
Yes,
Okay.
right. And so I went to college in England, in London,
Okay.
and I did a medical secretaryship
Okay.
there, which prepared me for my job at WHO in Geneva,
Okay.
which I was lucky to be accepted,
Okay.
and that's how I landed up in Switzerland. Actually.
Interesting.
Yes, and I worked there for 10 years.
Okay.
The
Let me just
third year, I met Felix.
Let me say this. For those of you that don't know, and I hope I'm getting this right, WHO is World Health Organization.
The famous
those bad
World
ones
Health
now.
Organization.
Huh?
It was different in those days.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, a lot of things were different in those days. But go ahead.
And I met Felix, the second in 1974. That's right. And I kept on working
Okay.
because, there was really no reason to move. I mean, I had a good job, and he was in Geneva. And
At
then,
this time, you were in Geneva.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
and he was as well.
Okay.
And then, we got married, which usually happens. And or
It's like I met Felix.
Not anymore.
And we got married. It's like, did something happen in between that? Or it was just like, I met married. It's like, what's that? I mean, sometimes it doesn't take that long. I don't know.
Four years of
4 years
testing.
later.
Oh, so it was 4 years? Okay.
Yes, 4 years
Okay,
later.
okay.
yeah.
I didn't. Okay. It's
Sorry
it's all
about
good.
that.
It's all good.
And then in 81, I decided to come to Zurich, to Switzerland, to Zurich,
Right.
because I had my first child.
Okay.
We had our first child.
Okay.
So I thought, well, this child needs a father. I
There
better
you go.
move. So that's how I ended up in Zurich.
Right. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Wow, wow, wow. So now, let's go to I'm going to come back, going to circle back. Let's go to the focus artist. And I would like to introduce this focus artist, and I want to get both of your takes on how this focus artist, in one way or another, influenced you in some part of your life. Okay? So, focus artist of today is none other than Mother Africa. Mother Africa.
Yeah.
Hey, well, can you do that? You know that? You do put,
Pata pata.
yeah,
I can't sing that.
I was at home oh my God, I couldn't do it. Yeah, this is the one and only Miriam Makeba. She is Mother Africa, and I did some research on her also. I found out that out of many things that she did, before she was a part of, she was always a part of like uplifting people out of whatever illness, whatever something that was, how can I say, I'll put it like this. She was always into helping the oppressed, and I don't know how far down the road, or I like to say up the road, She met Stokely Carmichael,
That's right.
and they got married, and I did some further research, and they had a son, and really you can see her and him in the son, you know, the face and everything. And he's also doing a very similar thing that they were doing, you know. And so tell me your, either one, whatever you like. So tell me how did, you know, Miriam Makeba, how did she influence your life? What was she?
Yeah, I grew up listening to Miriam Makeba. My father had a huge range of records.
Okay.
And I was really impressed by her because she obviously wore her natural hair. And that was one of the things that really, really impressed me about her. And then, of course, her involvement with the whole anti-apartheid
Absolutely.
movement.
Absolutely.
That was also very impressive. And which led us to, you know, that's when I really started to become aware of the whole South African issue.
Okay, okay.
And when I came to Switzerland, I met Felix.
Right.
There was a group called Kampfendes Afrika, which means Fighting for Africa.
Okay.
And we were very involved in that. So, you know, it started with Miriam Makeba.
Great. And let me ask this. When you were growing up, like I said, I wanted to connect this. When you were growing up, was there a lot of music in your home?
Lots of music.
Yeah.
From jazz to classical.
Yeah.
To the traditional music. There was everything.
And so...
okay, there wasn't perhaps, well, I must say my father drew the line when it was really pop music. But then that was for us to introduce him to, you know.
Okay.
But he was very open to lots of different types of music, yeah.
And not that I'm asking you to present it today, but I heard through the grapevine that you have some serious moves on the floor. No? It's that's not true.
Of course.
That's not true. I mean, you got your style, got your moves.
Well, I mean, everyone likes dancing. I mean, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be good at it.
Freestyle.
You just yes. You know, it's a way of freeing the mind, the spirit.
There you go. Felix, tell me a little bit about what was the influences of Miriam Makeba?
Well, I would say similar. I mean, not as I didn't know her as well as Bola did in the childhood, but I listened to her mainly in Ibadan in Nigeria, but also, I mean, we bought her records. We were fans of her.
Right.
We knew about her struggle in South Africa.
Right.
That was actually, it was an important link towards, you know, for us, because South Africa for us at the time, it was important, as she mentioned, you know, it was important to fight against apartheid. So she was in our consciousness. That's for sure. And Pata Pata, I mean, you know.
Exactly. And
every party with Pata Pata.
That's great. I read it and I thought I can't remember, but could you tell, if you know, my audience, what does Pata Pata mean?
I'm stumped. I really have no idea. I thought it was just, you know, like you'd say, do da. I thought, pata pata.
No, actually
but it
means
has
something.
A meaning, probably, yeah.
I read this, it actually means something. And do you know how Miriam Makeba got the title Mother Africa?
No, but I mean,
no.
It's the most apt, most appropriate.
I agree with that too.
Yes.
I agree with that
so
too. I agree with that too.
I think that's yeah.
Or is it because she went around the world? You know,
yeah,
that's
maybe.
the main person.
Because she was the one that represented Africa.
the struggle. Yeah.
They thought of a collective Africa. You know. And America, Africa is not a country; it's a continent. Okay, just so that you.
And she was successful. And she was successful in, you know, with the music that the South African music
Exactly.
Yes.
she
That's true.
sung. It was.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it was
absolutely.
probably the first introduction of African, because she sang in her traditional Xhosa.
This
you
is
know.
it. I think I heard it. Didn't you?
No, I didn't click.
You didn't click. You didn't click. I thought that was like, you didn't click. That was almost like a click.
Click.
I don't even.
Xhosa.
It's like in the back of the
Yeah, it's
throat,
in the
right?
back of the throat.
Like trying to get some. You know.
Yeah, so she was really a very good ambassador for us.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's go to the board here. We've answered the first question. What does Kasane mean? Kasare
Yeah,
mean?
Yeah.
You said.
I mentioned it, like métissage or mixture of two cultures. Actually, bring together two households.
Okay.
I think that's the right.
Okay. So we're talking about Portuguese. You said.
Yeah, it's a Portuguese word. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't speak Portuguese, but it was.
Well, we
He
have
likes
something in
the word.
common. Neither do I.
Neither do
So,
And I can see the second question from Alain.
yes.
This is a very difficult one. This is the
Yes.
most
When-
difficult part in
And this
the
is from
design, the
Alan
pattern.
734, who's
he
always
mean
a
the
guest
actual-
on Solicious.
Does he
Thank you
mean
very
the
much.
pattern, the print, or does he mean the
no, that's-
design?
I think he means the pattern of the shape. That's I can
Right.
say something to it. It's
Okay.
a difficult part because in Europe or probably also in the States in the industry we are used to make patterns.
Right.
We used to make them in the cartons, then in paper, now with the computer.
Okay.
And so you have the shape of the pants and pieces and you put it on the cloth.
Right.
Where else now in the African parts that we have been to do things like the tailor, you know, the African tailors are used to make the clothes for you. He looks at you and
Absolutely.
Yeah.
he
Absolutely.
doesn't even make a pattern.
To measure.
He cuts into the expensive fabric,
Mhm.
hoping there's no mistake. So it's a different mentality. So we really learn a lot about that.
That's interesting. Let me ask you this, which you may have just answered the question. Do you make tailor-made clothes? Tailor-made meaning like
tailor-made
say I come
suits.
in, bam, you
Oh.
check my measurements out and you make it like, you know, I'm the only one on the planet. Because I'm the
Yeah.
only one on the planet with this body.
Yeah, no, that's what
So-
they do in Africa. But we do it also in Europe in
Do you like
in
say-
a luxury.
So if I would give you my measurements, could you like ship them over and say,
We-
ba 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 ba,
yeah.
and I get a suit?
Yeah, we can try a suit. I wouldn't risk.
Okay.
I would risk
Yeah.
maybe a shirt or something not as difficult. A suit is very different. It's the top class.
Because the problem is they need to fit you, and that's what they do in Africa.
Yeah.
You know, they
Really,
don't
yeah.
cut according to a pattern. They fit it on you and
Okay.
make the necessary adjustments, and so it would be difficult to.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm smiling because there's a Kosa.
Yes, there's a Kosa answer
Kosa,
there.
Is that a
Yes, it means
Thank
touch,
you.
touch.
well? There's some part. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Means
good.
touch to okay.
So
Okay.
it has got to do with the dancing, maybe. You know?
There you go.
Ah,
I
that's
wish it was
nice.
like a song originally written
So we have
sung by whom? That's a good question. Do you know?
No,
In
you have
which
to look
one?
in your on your record. Maybe it's written.
No,
Yeah, I
no.
wouldn't
That's
be
just
surprised
the
if she-
top part there.
Maybe she-
because she sang. You know, she sang with. I mean, Harry Belafonte and so
Dollar
many.
Band.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, absolutely. So many different artists. I mean, back in those days. I mean, just to be. You know, sometimes I wish I had a time machine to be able to go back in that time and just be in the audience when, you know, and she's moving the people and this and that, you know, and just like, and I don't think, you know, this is just my humble opinion as a singer. I think what was more attractive to, what was the most more attractive about her, what was more attractive about her than her singing was her delivery. You know, I think this is what people became more attracted to. And then the singing part, okay, we know that's Miriam Makeba. We know that's Mother Africa calling. We know that
Yes.
sound.
Yes.
You know, so I always say this about different artists. It's not just because hey, we have artists that can whether you're singing, whether you're dancing, whatever like this, you can get up there. Hey, you can be the greatest. You have the greatest voice on the planet. You can have the greatest dance moves on the planet. You can have the greatest shop on the planet. But if you don't know how to deliver it,
Yes, exactly.
you feel me on that?
Yes.
If you don't know how to deliver it to your customers, you're not going to have too many customers. Because it's about the energy, the vibe. It's about what you bring across the table.
And she had this soft voice. She was very soft-spoken.
Right,
It
absolutely.
was beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it
And
was
she looked beautiful.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
She was
African
beautiful.
outfit.
absolutely
Yeah.
from her and from her younger days.
Yeah, well, she was
all the way up
gorgeous.
to
Absolutely gorgeous.
getting chills just thinking. Absolutely beautiful. So Pot is an African
Yeah, there's,
song popularized internationally by South Africa singer Miriam Makeba.
So it's a traditional song, perhaps.
I wish we could get that
Yeah.
sound somewhere. So let's go back to the
So,
clothing. I
maybe-
see you have shoes here.
Yeah,
So we can
I-
get shoes. We can get okay.
I
then-
brought a few things just to
Yes.
also explain. We are so-called a concept store. but
Exactly, please,
We
absolutely.
try to not only make clothes, even
Right.
though it's one of our strengths. But for instance, we did some porcelain.
Okay.
Where's the camera? Here, Zach. So if you want to have an
Right there.
espresso,
Straight ahead.
it's this one. If you want to have your espresso,
There you go.
Uh-huh.
And the design.
Yeah.
that's an African design.
African design. Now,
Malian.
can I ask you real quick while you're showing me this? Each item, is it from a specific place in Africa or is it from different places in Africa?
Well, now, for instance, the inspiration is from Mali.
Mali.
Yeah,
From Mali.
It's
Now
definitely
Mali.
Mali, yeah.
They have these
Not Mali,
fantastic
what am
buildings.
That was the American that came out, excuse me.
So this is just, we talk about the inspiration.
Yes.
And of course, then we took it further because it might get cold.
Well,
So we did a jumper, with the same sort of pattern. So that's and maybe an answer also to the pattern. Now, if you talk about the prints,
Yes.
it's mainly the Western African countries.
Okay.
But as you said, you mentioned Uganda or
Yeah.
Kenya, they have slightly different, but similar. South Africa is completely different. Actually, most of the tourists that go there and buy these prints, they think they're South African, they're not. The South Africans
They
usually have
import a lot.
the Shwe print, which is comes out of a old German tradition, very boring. It can be nice also, depends on how you did. But those prints are mainly West African.
Okay.
But just talk about prints, we can make another
So-
meeting.
Another show. Now,
oh,
this
like,
one
yeah,
right
the
here,
Shwe,
this
that's
one
a
is
good one,
very
yeah.
familiar to me.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
This is,
That's,
maybe I'll grab this too.
No, that was just to show how we do also mixture with jeans and things
Okay, I'll
like
come
that.
with that. in a
But this
second.
is an interesting
Now
thing.
this is, if I'm not mistaken, wait a second, maybe it isn't.
That is a pair of shorts, but
This
it's
is not
that,
even what I thought it was.
it's the
This is-
famous.
What did you think it
That's-
was?
You know when it was like, when it was like this? Because I looked at this pattern here. Now, my first show on Soul Issues, I wore this,
This,
Okay.
but I wore it, it was a dashiki.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's why I brought it so we can debate
Right?
about dashiki. You have
That's
all
what,
this-
that's the,
Yeah, it's the print.
doesn't it? It's like, I mean, there are different styles or whatever, but that's the one that I
It
have.
is, yeah.
That's the
It's like-
most popular one.
Is it? Is
They
it?
call it Addis Abeba or Angela, the original names.
Names.
It's an old
Of the
pattern.
print.
It comes and goes, like in the 70s, coming back to Jimi Hendrix.
Right?
You see him with the
Right?
shirt.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
now it's very popular again. But our expert here, Bola, will tell
Yes.
you that the word
The word
dashiki
danshiki
is
actually comes from Nigeria, and it's worn. It's a traditional dress worn by the men, the danshiki. But it's interesting that they actually use it to describe this particular print. But it also perhaps it has to do with the the way it's been sewn up. Traditionally,
Okay,
it's
okay.
very loose fitting.
Yes.
Which the traditional dress is very loose fitting.
Right.
And also the arms are quite loose fitting.
Yes.
And so they call it the danshiki, and why
And
not?
the embroidery also, usually.
The embroidery.
And then,
The danjiki.
Yes,
And
the
the
danshiki. Yeah, you have.
Right.
Yeah, the real
and can you
danshiki.
give me the definition of the word daishiki? What does that mean?
Oh, now you ask me.
Hey, hey, you got a little
Wasn't that
bit.
enough?
It was, but I know you have a little more to offer. Yeah, can you give
Very
me
good
what you think it is? I mean, we'll have somebody to look it up, I'm sure.
Maybe somebody can.
Maybe someone will reply.
Maybe
Yes,
Alain can.
Yeah, my savvy audience that is really cool on the computer, real cool.
Go quick.
Let me know what does the word daishiki mean? All right, you can check it out.
Yeah, it's.
But this, but I want to get
That's
back to
that
this.
print, yeah. So we made a pair of sexy shorts.
Yeah, I'm
You
thinking,
know, you see
hey,
the girl in the shorts, and
you got people coming in your shop looking at can fit in this.
Yes, we do.
Good God Almighty! It's
You
not
have
much
to-
to. That's not much to like cover up here. It's like, I mean, how much can this cover up? I
it's for the
mean,
fashion show.
is it? Okay. I gotta come to the fashion show. Huh? No, this is
Come
really.
to the fashion show.
This is really cool. And this is a parent. Oh no, you can. I don't want to break it. This is a
No.
button that you would
Yeah.
open.
Yes,
here,
that's
you know,
right.
so it would
Yeah.
be. You can open and slide it on.
Yeah.
Is there a
It gives
zipper?
you
There's
yeah,
a zipper,
there's a zip.
yes.
A zipper.
The quality sometimes of the zip, you know, is the industry is not very developed, so you don't
I
have all
like
the.
these. I like these.
They're made in Africa.
I
We
couldn't
try
put them
and.
on.
They're made in Abidjan. No, they're for girls. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But looking, for instance, at the teddy, if,
This is
if
what-
that's, we just brought it back from Ghana.
Can I?
We were in February. Oh, should I get it for you?
Please, please. please.
Am I allowed to?
That's all right. We can put that back on. We can put that back on.
The teddy bear. You want to show it?
Yes. There you go.
The
Wow.
teddy bear. You talk about the teddy bear.
Now this is,
You
I don't know. This is, I would think for what, kids when they want to go to sleep, or adults
Yes,
when they
yeah.
just need a hug. Or,
Yeah, actually, a friend of ours, an adult, bought one just to put on her bed. She liked it, you know. So,
Okay.
so you know, it's a decorative bear. In
So
African,
if
in
I squeeze
African
it, will it say
print.
something?
No.
No, you can take the pants off.
Hug me.
But
You can take the pants off.
Yeah, kids are attracted to the colors. You know, it's nice and colorful, and yeah,
Yeah,
That's nice.
so discreet.
So
And then-
interchangeable.
made in Ghana.
Ghana, so,
Made in Ghana, okay.
yeah.
Made in Ghana.
So we try to explore different cities in Africa.
Okay.
And we meet creative people, and I mean, we met that lady who made those bears. So we support her. I mean, we buy her products.
Absolutely. And I guess you could. Does this one have a specific name, or you allow the customer to
We
come
allow
up with
the
their own
customer
name?
to come up with their own name. Yes,
Let's
yes.
see.
That's cute.
We're gonna call you the Soul Bear.
Okay.
Soul Bear.
We could also, if you want to talk about the shoes, that's there are some two young French guys that launched this product also about 4 years ago. And what's nice about it is that they're sustainable, and they buy school material for kids in Burkina Faso.
Okay.
The fabric is again the printed African fabric,
No, to the camera.
and the inside it's done with leather, and so they make this finish in Morocco.
Okay.
And the fabric again is from Abidjan, Ivory Coast.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, similar to the shorts that you just, you know.
Okay.
It's a good.
Let me
So we
feel that
like
good
to.
product.
Wow. Very light.
Yeah.
Very light.
And it's been for 4 years on the market. So we buy. We don't want to do everything ourselves. It's
Absolutely,
only
I
if
understand.
we can't find. Otherwise, we
Absolutely.
we prefer
And
to buy.
shoes, also clothing too, but I'm mainly talking about shoes now. Do they come in all sizes or
Yeah.
fit?
Yes, and different prints.
And different.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh yeah, different
The
prints.
prints change very quickly. Actually, this is good. I took that one. This fabric is done also by Esther and her daughter. It's really handmade. It's the same lady that made our print
Okay.
In Ghana.
in Ghana. She's a lady in Ghana, and she's done the fabric for this company.
Okay.
And we know that she did a collab with the so-called famous French Agnès B label, and I mean, the lady is fantastic. She does it with her hands, and you know,
Yes,
Wow.
very, very, very.
and gives her
nice.
good support. So we like to have these
This is
connections.
This is really, really nice. So, what would you say is the most popular item that's sold in Corsare? Corsare. I'm saying it right?
At the
Corsare.
moment,
It's difficult to
well,
say.
it is difficult to say.
It's
but
pretty.
Yeah,
It,
it's
it
quite-
depends on the.
yes,
Yeah, shoes,
And sometimes
shirts,
things take-
skirts for women.
yeah.
These little masks,
Mm.
as you mentioned, these little things.
And do you have what do you have, like singles coming in, like women,
Yeah.
men, couples?
Families, everything.
Have everything, mothers and kids, and yeah, everyone.
Or,
Wow, cool.
Grandmothers,
we do bags.
Okay,
These are
okay.
grandpas.
from Nigeria, you know, bags.
Oh, that's ooh.
Beautiful.
Show that one up. That one.
It's-
Mom,
so that's
Mom might
a-
want that bag. Put that.
That's a Nigerian designer.
That's
so, you
nice.
know,
She
It's a
calls
bit
herself
family also,
Electric
you know.
Chic.
Is that what it's
If
called?
you look- That's what the name of her brand, Electric
Wow,
Chic.
nice.
So
case you-
then we do also. This is the
Yes.
you know, the tote bag that everybody knows.
Mhm.
So that's a newer thing. A lot of people used to do these gym bags.
Right.
We got a
Exactly.
bit tired of it. You know, we did a long time ago.
Uh-huh.
And we used to do it at Afro Princeton. You know, Afro
Exactly.
Princeton.
Sure, absolutely.
It was always
Very
raining, so we
famous.
stopped doing that.
This is also true.
So we have. That's why we have our shop. We don't like the rain.
I may have even seen you
Sunshine.
guys at the
At
Alpha
Alpha,
Princeton,
yeah.
and we
So
didn't know
this-
each other at the time, but
Yes.
I may have even seen you there first.
Yeah, probably.
Or
Did,
if
did
it's
you go there
not-
quite often, or was it like?
No, we only went
Twice.
Twice,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
But it
was
rained
too much
each
rain.
time, so we decided, well, that was it.
Okay.
So we have
Yeah.
Or from Madagascar, or
Yeah.
okay, usually we get these type of products.
Coats, yeah.
They're
So that's,
beautiful,
um,
handmade, and you know,
It's not bamboo, is it?
for the
That's-
beach. It's raffia.
What is it called?
Is that-
Raffia.
is that raffia?
It's a grass type.
Yeah, it's the grass.
Ah, okay. You know what it looks like? It looks like comparing it to America, you know, when we would go outside and cut the grass, and we put on those hats.
Oh, yes, dried, yeah.
Right, and it blocks the sun.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
that
it's
type,
a
is that
similar-
type of
It's
material?
a similar, yeah,
Similar
similar,
type, not
yes, yes.
Probably
get
the hats are
different-
softer.
Yeah, you get different textures. You
Different,
get
yeah.
the much finer ones. That's a bit more thicker, sort of a more bulky texture.
So we have 3 minutes left.
Oh, just one last thing.
Yes?
We also have some jewelry. This is a particular to the Andinkra group in Ghana.
Right up here, the camera.
And what's interesting about, there are different symbols, there must be about 100 or so. They're different symbols, and every symbol has a meaning, particular meaning.
Okay.
And this one is meant to be the tongue and teeth, which means friendship and interdependence.
Wow.
So there you go. So we, it's nice because the symbols have a meaning, and
Absolutely.
customers come in,
Absolutely.
and I, tell them the whole story,
Absolutely.
and they buy according to what they feel.
Exactly. They're right,
Sort
right.
of moves them or whatever.
I think when you put a story behind your items, it's more intriguing. It's more. They accept it even more so. So, I want to say it's been an extreme pleasure to have both of you on, and I thought it would be good, but it's even past my expectations.
Oh, come on.
Which is,
Thank you for having us.
hey,
That's
it's a
also
pleasure,
an honor
and
for
maybe
us.
in the near future we're going to have you back. And one last time, I want to let people know, Corsare. Please, you should, if you're in Switzerland, if you ever come by Switzerland, it's a nice place. Come visit whenever you can get out.
Come and see
visit. Come to Corsare, and you'll find many different items. Something I'm sure will be to your liking. I've definitely already found a few, and I'll be going back and finding a few more. So, and that would be
No bags for your mom.
absolutely that's and this is Kasare dot www.kasare.ch
Or info@kasare.ch.
info@kasare.ch. Absolutely.
Or
You can drop
Instagram.
us a line.
Or Instagram.
Instagram.
Absolutely.
Kasare underline shop.
Kasare_shop.
Shop.
Instagram is more
Instagram.
fun. It's more fun.
More fun. It's more
Yeah,
fun.
it's
People
more
are getting out of the Facebook stuff. I gotta leave the Flintstones and come up. So I want to say thank you very much again, Felix. Thank you so much again,
Thank you.
Bola. It's
Thank you
been
very
a
much,
pleasure.
Reggie.
And I wish you both continued success
Thank you.
in love and. See, you didn't know I was going to say. I was checking out. In love in love and you know, your business. I think you inspired me as also an entrepreneur to continue in that path too. You know, because what you do not only benefits yourself, but it's benefiting others, and I think that's the biggest purpose for life anyway. You know.
Yeah.
And learning and loving and growing. So thank you again, and I hope to see you again.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another edition of Soul Issues, and I hope to see you very soon with when I'm going to have more exciting guests, more exciting information, things to make you feel so good inside. All right? So until next time, this is the host with the most, Reggie Saunders. Peace, love, and I'll see you next time.